People are in love with their misery. That right there is something that once you realize it and once you assess it, becomes one of the most groundbreaking things as far as a self-improvement journey or just a general emotional intelligence journey. It really changed your perspective on a lot of things, maybe about yourself, because I think it's such a common issue that it wouldn't surprise me if, people that are watching this video come to the conclusion that, that's something that you suffer from, which is fine though, obviously, because, part of the whole reason why these videos is positivity. And then I believe, at least my opinion, will always be accountability and then, self-introspection where you realize, your faults, but then as well as your positives is the best step to improving anything in your life. Because as soon as you can admit that I do this, that's the only way you become better. I mean, the first stage is acceptance, okay? And then from acceptance, the sky's the limit. But anyway, people are in love with their misery. And big examples of this, it consumes some people. So many people in this world are consumed by this. How many people have you heard in your life say, I hate my job, I'm quitting my job, I can't stand my job, I gotta go to work, blah, 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 any kind of form of that right there. And they never quit. Why I think this is because trauma is so heavy, and not even just trauma, just like negative emotions are so heavy. They cloud you down so much that like we develop these connections to them. It's like, no, it's my pain. That's my misery. Like people don't want to let go of things that they feel have negatively affected them, because it's like you go through so much hurt to have it. Like if you really do hate your job and you're waking up every day miserable and you're coming home miserable, it's like, think about that mental toll right there. The effort you're going into to like prepare yourself, like here we go again, going through all day long, coming home, here we go again, tomorrow restarting it. It's like to think of like actually getting rid of that is like killing a child, which sounds crazier. That's a crazy statement to make. I'm sorry. But in the sense of like this trauma, this pain, this connection becomes their child. Like they are so emotionally invested in this. But it makes sense though. It's like there's so much pain that they're like, no, that's my pain. I can't get rid of this. That's my pain. And it's like, it goes hand in hand with the negative, like, no, I can't leave. And you see too, relationships. How many people do you know are in unhappy relationships? But the fear of change, or AKA being in love with their misery, keeps them in it. They can't leave. They're a prisoner in their own life. That is one of the worst things to happen. You are a prisoner. You live your life for other people. Your pain has it has gone past your ability to have fun, your ability to have mental well-being. It's gone. Because it's like the ties to just, that's my pain. That's my trauma. You're not getting rid of it. And I think also you can go deeper with like, think about the effects that trauma has on people. People go through traumatic events. It's very hard for them to ever not be affected. Not that you can't reverse it and get better. Obviously you can. I'm saying though, like when it actually happens, for someone to go through a traumatic event and not be changed is very hard. And then now think of that on like a smaller level right there of where it's just misery, just crappy job, crappy relationship, crappy home life, anything, and like multiple things you can go through. But it's like the whole idea is that negativity is so contagious and it spreads so much that it will just crush you down and people will refuse to let it go. They will not let it go. And that's like a message to you guys too. If you're watching this, just a reminder, not that it'll change anything, but like your life is your life. You have one life and you are living it for you. Not to live selfishly, but you are, if you are not in a good mental state, you cannot live selflessly. Because how can you give if you have nothing? You need to have something to be able to give it away. You need to be able to have your sanity and your happiness up here. Because if you are a joyful person, it's way easier for you to give joy away. Because that's one thing right there that doesn't cost money at all. If you can make someone smile, if you can make someone happy, if you can brighten their day, brighten their week, it doesn't cost any money, but it will go way farther than any kind of money gift ever. Because it's a possibility to change someone's life. But what I'm saying though is you need to be like that in here. You need to be joyful, you need to be happy. But how can you be happy if you're tied into constant mental anguish? Because you feel like you're connected to this trauma, this pain, this misery. Like I said, it's mine. You have loyalty to the trauma, you have loyalty to the pain. And the idea of leaving it, that's what it is. It's like the sunken cost fallacy. You put so much time into something that you cannot cut your losses. Like you've dug your hole so deep, the thought of like having to climb back out and then cover it is just too much. You'd rather just keep digging. Like where are you digging? You don't know. Is it going to end well? No, it's not going to end well. But best believe you will not see me start climbing back up and cover this hole, because this is my hole. I dug this hole. I put in all my time to dig this hole. I put in all my effort to dig this hole. I maybe like broke a few bones digging this hole. So this is my goddamn hole. I'm digging it, and nothing's gonna stop me, and I'm not getting rid of it. That's how it kind of is, on a weird analogy level. That it's just like there ain't no stopping people when they're in love with that misery. They're gonna keep going, and that's your message. That if that feels like it's you, just remember it's your life. You know, time is gonna pass anyway. No matter how much time you put into something, if you're not getting something out of it today, it does not matter. Think about like it's a weird analogy, a weird connection again. But think about the business world, how the business world works. Even how most people watch sports, or not even sports, like sports, movies, music, any kind of pop culture. What do they say? It's what can you do for me now? It's not what you do for me 20 years ago. Nobody is going. The Super Bowl halftime show is not bringing out some random washed up 2000 music artists. They're not. They're bringing in what's currently good. A sports team, if you were good in 2000, like they're not bringing Trent Dilfer back to play quarterback because he won a Super Bowl, 20 plus years ago. That's not how it works. You need to be producing currently this moment, and it's a dog-eat-dog world where people will move in, move out fast. Who's doing good right now? Movies. Get that movie star in here. Get that music artist in here. Get that sports player. Get that athlete in here right now because they're doing good at this moment. So you got to kind of have the mindset with your life. If it's not producing for you this moment, if it's not doing good for you this moment, you might have to start to think about like cutting it off. You don't have to be like how fast paced they are, but like say like for example, if you're in a relationship and say it's a recent relationship and you're just dating, and it's been horrible for if it's been horrible for more than half the time, and it does not look like there's any signs, like neither of you are going through a bad event and you're still going through the negative time, it might be time to look to cut and move on the next, because a lot of things ain't getting better. You're just attached to the misery and you're attached to that pain. So that's why this is my message to you. Find people in your life that are attached to this pain, and maybe potentially let them know. Try to help them out a little bit if you feel like it. But then also you gotta remember that like negativity is gonna spread to you. So you might have to distance yourself also. But then if you are the person that is attached to this misery, try to cut it off. And if you need help, leave a comment. I'm always willing to talk. Always want to make a video talking about something. If you ever have any suggestions, like a piece of help you need or a piece of advice you need, leave in the comments. Gladly answer. Make a video on it. Do whatever I gotta do. But yeah, prioritize yourself, prioritize your well-being, and detach yourself from misery and pain, because you have one life. Are you going to live suffering constantly? You know what I'm saying? Once you're out of it, you kind of laugh like, wow, I was really doing that for so long. For what? For what? And there really is no reason, A hole that's dug deep is nothing but a hole that's dug deep. You can always get back up and cover it, and then start again for something better. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helps you somehow. Peace out.